everyone. I'm Cyndee Whitney, and welcome to this episode of Discovering Laguna Woods. You know, we're going to start off the year with a little bit of fun in this episode because we're going to be speaking to two people whose business it is to make people laugh. So stay with us, and we're coming right back with Gia DeSimone, who is the incoming president of the Comedy Club, and Jeffrey Breyer, who is the founder of the Laughter Yoga Institute. So we're going to have some fun in this episode. So here I am talking now with Gia DeSimone. We are in Clubhouse 5. We're in the setting for the Comedy Club. And hi, Gia, how are you?
Hello, Cyndee. I'm great.
Well, good. Here it is at a quiet time in this space that's going to get pretty noisy
you
pretty
don't
soon.
hear that usually.
No, I know it. It's going to. We're going to have all the crowds come in, and it's going to be a whole new year. And I want to, spend some time talking to you because you are going to be the new incoming president of
the Comedy Club.
Of the Comedy Club, exactly. Are you excited?
Oh, well, I have lots of things I want to do. Anytime you take over something, you say, oh, I could do this, I could do that,
Yes. Well, that's what I want to talk about. I know that, in the past, there have been some things that, have been traditional, and that's great. But I think sometimes the audience is changing, the needs of the audience is changing. So what are some of the things that well, first of all, I'm going to go way back. I'm going to say, I want to know about you.
Oh, okay.
I want to know about you. I want to know about your interest in comedy. I'll put it that way. When did you first realize that comedy was something that you might want to do?
I was pretty young, maybe like 6 or 7, watching Red Skelton. Tuesday night, and I'd sit there and I would say to myself, wow, I want to do that. Of course, he did sketch comedy.
Yes.
And I didn't know what the word was. Like, what would the word be for his job? I never said anything to my parents. And that was like the first time. And then I was the class clown. And you'll hear a lot of comedians say that, But you can't help it because all of a sudden there's something funny and you have to say it because your mind doesn't stop. Yeah. It doesn't stop. It sees everything funny.
Yes, but the problem is with the class clowns, oftentimes they got into trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Where the teacher said, you're trying to take over the class and we can't have that disruption. And so did you kind of think that comedy was bad because you got in trouble? Oh, no.
Because when those kids would laugh, you felt good, because after all, who likes being in school all day without a laugh, And then, of course, it made me popular.
Yes.
Not like with boys, I think with people, because they all wanted to be around me because I made them laugh.
Yes.
So that was just the way I was. Even the family was the same way. I would imitate all the family to everybody, and they would say, do Uncle Tony. You know what I mean? And things like that.
Well, yes. I know how, as you're saying it, I know what you mean, but I can't relate to that in a personal experience. So that's so exciting for me to hear that as a young person, you were, realizing that about yourself. That's great. So then, there had to be an interim period where you were doing it in high school and around family and so forth, that you ventured out into a professional environment.
Yeah, well, of course. After I got married very young, and then I had 2 kids. Of course, they're all grown up now. And then I thought, maybe, and I had all kinds of jobs because I didn't start till I was 28 years old, and I worked all kinds of things, but I was never satisfied with whatever I did. There was something, calling me. And so I went to a couple of classes to see about the business. Show, business. It's definitely a business. So I went to these classes and they marked it out like, if you want to be in this business, the blah, blah, there's a formula too. I said, okay, first thing I have to do, I got to write an act. So I start writing. I was writing, and any comedian will tell you, you can be driving, all of a sudden, there's a thought. And what are you doing? You're driving. In the old days, you got a match cover, and you were writing down one word just to remind you of the gag.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And then I started working in clubs because in Philadelphia and in South Jersey, we knew a lot of people that maybe they were the manager or maybe somebody worked there, and you got an open mic. And I thought, okay, can I do 5 minutes? We used to say 5 minutes. Sure, yeah, you can do it. And that's what I started doing, testing out material. And then, of course, mostly in Philadelphia, they had what we call like the Comedy Store type things. It was all different names.
Sure.
And I went on there, but you didn't get paid. You just was an open mic. You could try your stuff out.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
And everybody signed up, and you got up there, and you did what you had to do, and you always had a friend with you so they could hear and see and tell you how you did, because you're really nervous too.
Yes.
I mean, that was like, oh my God, you know, what if they don't laugh? And sometimes they didn't, you know, and that was all part of learning.
And so eventually you got paying gigs. You went, I know you played the Catskills and the Poconos and Vegas. This is amazing.
Now, I did a lot of states, you know, because once you start working and then you get like an agent, you know, they'll put you places, you know, and you got to fly some of the places, and some places are better than others. Of course, the Catskills in Vegas, they were real fun. You know, that was, because people were there, they had the personalities for, come on, let's hear comedy. You know, and so they were easy. There was an easy audiences.
And I'll bet too that you had to know the room. I mean, you know, a room of people in one venue would be very vastly different from another room, and you know, you had to adjust your comedy if they came to expect, you know, type of comedy you
if
had
they're,
to deliver.
If they were there for a show, okay, that's fine. But if some bar owner said, oh yeah, I come in, we'll work at the Red Onion. And I thought, well, these people are there to meet people, and you know, maybe, oh my God, how am I going to do this, you know? And of course you couldn't get their attention, you know, from the bar. So that was, they were like not there for that.
Wow, well that's interesting, because I don't think people realize how adaptive you have to be as a comedic entertainer. In the moment you have to say, I have to completely adjust my material for the room that I'm in right now. So that was, well, so that
sometimes you would open the act too for people, you know, they were maybe the main headliner, and you could, you know, do your act for them like 15 minutes.
Warming up the crowd. That must be fun.
The warm up. The second banana.
That's okay. That's okay. So now you're here. Now, how long have you lived in Laguna Woods?
14 years.
That's amazing.
That's something.
And you've been, you know, with the comedy club. I mean, first of all, you came here. What is it? Just somebody interested in comedy and sitting in the audience? You're an audience member.
My friends that I had met along the way said, "Oh, you want to come to the comedy club? You want to come to the comedy club?" And I remember when I first moved here, they just had opened up the comedy club, and one of the guys had seen me at a show somewhere and said, "Oh, we're looking for a president." Now remember, this is like an 08, and you want to be the president? I said, I don't think so, because I just moved here from LA. And I run back and forth to LA because my cronies are there, people I work with and all, and I didn't want to commit to that. And then all these years later, you don't work as much, you know, you don't want to really work as much. And then one of my friends told the previous president, because she wanted to retire, I know somebody that could probably do that. And then like, she got all excited and she says, oh, come on, do it. And I did. I started, oh, you think I could? I don't know. I mean, this is like, you've been doing it for so long. No, but you could do it. You could do it because I worked the rooms. You know, I worked comedy all my life, and well, practically all my life. And so I knew the ins and the outs, how to put on a show, who was good, who wasn't good. So she says, yeah, we're going to be the president. All you have to do is announce them, go on the podium, announce them, and then hire people. Well, it's a lot more than that.
And so that's what you're doing now. You're getting ready. We're dark right now with the comedy club.
And that's usually in big places. We're always dark in November and December.
And so you're calling people, some new people. You're getting them scheduled. You're going through the negotiations, the business of it that you learned so long ago, and you're taking over the reins. And you said there were going to be some things that you wanted to, you're discussing anyway. Some changes
Yeah,
you made
because,
with...
because I'm experienced with a lot of stages
Yes.
and how the system works, you know.
Yes.
And I'll bring that up, you know, to the board meeting. Well, what if
Yes.
we try this or whatever you don't? I don't want anybody to be like think that it's all said and done. No, we just got to talk about the different things.
So the way you send emails out to some of the members, that's going to be something
I
new?
had an idea, and I told all the people at the tables, write your email. You don't put your name, just write your email. Mm-hmm. I got like 150 emails. And I typed them all up so I could send anybody that filled that out the next month's flyer, which has a picture of the comedian on it and what they did. And because sometimes they can't get to the clubhouses where they have them on the walls, you know, to pick one up.
And you're thinking about having some music during our dinner when we come in?
Yeah, from like 6 to 7, when the people can bring their own food. They can't bring alcohol. And I thought that would be nice in the background.
Well, we've got a nice bar here.
Yeah,
so
there's a nice bar. And
you know, the big question is, you know that, is dessert going to be served before dinner?
Oh my God, the emails that I get about that. Why can't you serve it first? Why can't you serve it? Like, and then I asked the audience one night.
I know, the room was divided.
I said, how many people want the dessert in the beginning? And they cheered and yelled at the football game, you know? And then I said, oh my God. I said, you really want it? And I'm saying to the board, you hear that? You know?
Yes, I know. And then somebody said both. Why not wait?
Yeah, there was 3 guys afterwards. What about afterwards? I said, oh no, we need to put a buffet out.
Take it home with us. And then also, you know, there's some, you know, room to perhaps change the way the tables are available to people or reserved for people.
That's another thing that we have to really figure out. We got to make this. Well, everybody could really see, even if they're in the back. This is a good room.
Yes.
This really is a good setup room.
It is a good room.
But people want to save seats, and we have to figure that out, because sometimes that can be a problem. And maybe there's only 1 seat left that's empty, but there's 3 people want to come in, and you think, well, we can't put them in that 1 seat and like separate them. So that's going to be, you know, you got to be pretty clever.
Yeah, because everybody, you know, wants to have a good experience. They want to be with their friends,
of course,
you know, and they want to have the best experience
Eat together
they can.
And all.
Well, we've got a couple minutes left. I want you to just let us know what you think is the thing that we should be looking forward to when the comedy club opens. And it's going to be the last Thursday in January.
Every month.
We're showing this episode
December,
in January, so it's going to be the last Thursday in January, and every single month after that, the last Thursday of the month.
Fourth Thursday.
Fourth
Thursday,
okay.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Maybe they're more
And
weeks.
the people, they do come generally early, and they wait outside. When I say outside, I mean in the hallway here.
Right. So what kind of comedy should they look forward to?
Oh, well, we got a lot of good acts. I mean, I'm getting a lot of new and different acts than they had here before. And I get them from YouTube, the Dry Bar, the Comedy Store. You go to all these, you know, places where you look at them now on TV, there's technology now. And then I got to find if they live locally, because they're not going to fly here.
Sure,
unless they happen to be here, which I do ask them sometimes.
Yeah.
And then ask them, you know, call them up if I get their phone number. Would you like to work in Laguna Woods at the comedy club? And they go, where?
Yeah, that's okay.
Right, and then I explain it all to them, and then I say, hey, listen, I did stand-up comedy. I know what to ask them, and I know, because they like talking to me, because I know what I'm saying. You know,
yeah. What styles are they? What kind of
comedy?
Yeah.
Today, there are trends in comedy. There definitely are trends. And today, there's a lot of yelling and hollering and complaining. Like, you know, did you ever notice? You know, did you ever see? You know, all that. You know, that sort of thing. Yeah. And that's definitely a trend. Yelling, complaint. They're funny.
Yeah, we don't want political comedy though.
No, they don't usually, especially the dry.
No.
I mean, both parties are funny, so we can't really
but that's true.
them, right? But there's some comics that still have like that slow, my mother said, like that. There's not too many, but there are. They crack me up too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So I thank you so much for coming today,
Oh,
Gia,
thank
and
you
letting
for-
us know
for
what
having me.
to
This was fun.
expect in 2024 with the Comedy Club and some of the new things. Some of the things that we already love about the Comedy Club are going to be there, and some new things are going to be
Some new things,
new
yeah.
things
Yeah,
and
some
new
new
approaches
things.
to things, and we're all very excited about it. And we'll look forward to your emails sent out to all of us. And
Yeah, I have to get all that, and I'm going to get more too. So this January show, I'll put the more on it. If you didn't fill it out, please fill it out now.
Yeah, good,
Some
good,
very
good.
interesting emails, or some of them are funny.
All right. well, okay. Maybe there's a whole comedy routine in your
Right, in the
emails that you get.
emails,
Who
right.
knows? All right. Well, thanks very much, Gia, and we'll be seeing you on the fourth Thursday of January.
That's right,
so,
Cyndee.
All right, and every fourth Thursday thereafter.
Okay, great.
All righty.
All
Thank you
right,
so much.
thank you.
And we will be right back. So now I'm speaking with Jeffrey Breyer, who is the founder of the Laughter Yoga Institute, and we're going to find out a lot more about what laughter yoga is from speaking with Jeffrey. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi. I'm so glad to see you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. See, you're laughing already, and
Yeah, sure.
and
I'm
I
a little nervous, and
well, I
gets
guess
rid of the energy in a pleasant way.
that's a way to generate laughter. I have such a curiosity about your philosophy about making laughter happen. And so we're going to get into that a little bit today. So
Great.
tell me, can you give me a definition of laughter yoga?
Laughter yoga is a technique whereby everyone can get the health benefits of laughing without needing to depend on comedy, jokes, or even having a sense of humor. You don't need to have a sense of humor to do this kind of laughter. It's done as a form of exercise, but with a sense of playfulness. So people laugh from having fun with other people who are laughing with them. It's kind of like little kids at the playground who laugh while they're playing games. They're not laughing because they heard something particularly amusing or a funny word. They're laughing because it's an expression of the joyfulness of sharing playfulness with other kids. So that's what we do. For no reason, just because I'm so glad to see you.
Okay.
Okay, I know it.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But I'm curious because I think, in my opinion, that little children laugh when they're around other little children because it is kind of a spontaneous thing. But over time, we've developed very sophisticated tastes in humor, and we don't find everything funny. So how do you make that
Absolutely.
work? How do you bring that out of us?
We consciously attempt to recreate being children. So when we do our laughter exercises, we put aside our grown-up considerations about appropriateness and freshness, right? Because if you've heard a joke before, you won't laugh at it the next time. So instead, we just laugh like everything is funny if we want it to be, and we always want it to be.
What's the stimulus?
Well, typically a laughter exercise will be some kind of activity that you do in everyday life,
Right.
but while you're doing this activity, you'll consciously be laughing. For example, talking on the phone. Woo, yay. Or just waving at someone. But see, while I'm doing the activity, I'm choosing to laugh. And in this way, it can be a mild form of aerobic exercise, but it can also be as gentle as you want. Right? One person who's willing to can wave like this. The other person will be like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. But you still create the chemistry of happiness, the good chemistry of laughing, even if you're just laughing as exercise.
Yes. I have witnessed, I've gone to Cheryl Russell's laughter yoga class. And
Me too.
Yes, I know. And
Mondays
yes.
can I plug her?
Yeah, please.
Mondays at 9:15 a.m. at Clubhouse 1.
Yeah,
And,
good. And it's something that happens. It's very difficult for you to explain it now. I realize that. Because we're just standing here talking about it. But it does happen, and it is spontaneous. And I was very surprised to see that and witness it. I didn't feel it because I wasn't participating that day, but I saw it.
That's how you feel
And
it.
it's real, yes.
When you participate, that's when you'll feel it.
Right. So okay, we like laughing. Most people really, really like laughing for any number of reasons that they laugh with other people, watching something on television or a movie or whatever. So what are the health benefits? And I know they are many.
They are numerous. Laughter is kind of the reverse of stress. When we're stressed, we breathe shallow, and our blood vessels constrict to protect us from a perceived emergency, a monster wants to eat us or whatever. But when we laugh, our blood vessels open wide, our breaths are deeper. That was hilarious. And also we create more oxygen, right? We bring in more. When we laugh, we breathe out. After we breathe out, we breathe in. So we're getting out carbon dioxide and waste gases, and we're bringing in fresh oxygen. So we're negating stress and creating more health.
Yes. So it really is physiological. It's psychological too, but it's definitely physiological.
You can look at the chemistry of that. When we are feeling good, when we're feeling happy, we create endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, a certain part of our brain. And those things happen when we do a number of positive stimuli, like petting an animal, or someone tells us they love us, and we go, oh, I love you too. We create that chemistry, right? But we can do that, some of the same elements of chemistry, through laughing at nothing, laughing just for laughter's sake.
Well, I love it. You've got me sold. I wanted to just let people know that you are looking at, you're in discussions with the towers to start your own laughter yoga class, workshop or class. And that would, do you have like a date or a day of the week?
It'll probably start sometime in January.
Yes.
It's not yet for sure. I'm hoping it'll be like a Thursday afternoon, but it'll depend upon the availability at the towers.
So best to contact the towers. We might even post this in the recreation information in the Globe, but definitely check with the towers to find out when it's going to be held.
You could check with me. Can I tell my website?
Well, it's going to be right on the lower third. It's going to be printed there so people can see it and they can connect with you. And we're going to show. And I also want to say that in addition to all of these wonderful talents, you are also a concert pianist.
Yes, I play Chopin, Debussy, Scott Joplin, Boogie Woogie. Right now it's the Christmas season, and one of my favorite things is to play Jingle Bells as a Boogie Woogie. Oh, it works really well.
Oh my gosh. Well, Jeffrey Breyer, you are amazing. You you did make me laugh, and I wasn't prepared to do that, but you did, and I think and I feel better already. So thank you for bringing this wonderful program to Laguna Woods. We appreciate it very much, and I hope a lot of people show up and have this experience because I think they're going to have a lot of fun.
Believe me, the pleasure is mutual.
Oh.
I ran a laughter club in Laguna Beach for 18 years before I moved here to Laguna Woods. Yeah. And the friends I made over a decade of laughing are now some of my very best friends. So I hope that here in Laguna Woods, more people can laugh together and become good friends.
Good. We hope so too. Well, thank you very much, and we will be right back. Bye. Thanks for joining us today. It was really helpful to know the benefits of laughter and how it can make us happier and healthier. So anything from giggling to guffawing is good and has great health benefits. We really appreciate Gia DeSimone coming in today and Jeffrey Breyer. They were very helpful and they're very funny people. So be sure and pay attention to the upcoming events that they are both having for us here in the woods. We hope that you are taking good care of yourselves, and we hope that you are taking care of those around you and find as many opportunities as you can to laugh. So we'll see you next time and every time on Discovering Laguna Woods. Bye-bye for now.
I gotta hold up my pants so they'll get wet, and with this hand I gotta pull my pants down with one hand while I'm holding the door shut. Hang on, okay? Okay, here we go. And I get the gas gasket, the damn thing flushes before I even have a chance. Okay, forget the ass gasket. Okay, so
more happiness, better health, laughter yoga. Are you ready to give it a try? Come on down, judges. Come on down. Okay. Our first laughter exercise is going to be waving. We'll wave at each other, we'll wave at the people at home, and all the time we're waving, we're always laughing. Ready, set,